guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about Alexander Isak as the main topic, but also the other striker options for Liverpool, because Lewis Steele, David Ornstein and various other reliable journalists have confirmed that Liverpool will go for a number 9. Liverpool will sign a striker. We are just waiting for Darwin Nunez to be sold and potentially Luis Diaz or even Chiesa to be sold. I haven't heard many rumors about Diogo Jota. But Liverpool's approach to signing a forward remains calculated rather than reactive, despite wide acknowledgement internally that, Liverpool absolutely need a striker. We need to replace Darwin Nunez as the bare minimum. But there are factors that shape Liverpool's current approach to the striker market, which is very interesting. Liam Delap moved to Chelsea, but the other strikers are still available and there are not much movement. So there is a theory that Liverpool told their first and second choice striker options to stay tight and to wait a little bit, wait a few weeks, because the pre-season is still haven't even started yet. The Club World Cup is on the way, and also Liverpool want to sell some players first before we move on to our big summer striker target. So Alexander Isak, he is very much admired at Liverpool, but Newcastle's position is complex. They have the richest owners in the world. They qualified to the Champions League. They just won their first major trophy, first English trophy in like 80 years. And there are concerns with Alexander Isak over his fitness reliability, and the contract talks mean that Liverpool are monitoring this situation and they are awaiting direction rather than moving to sign Alexander Isak right now, because Isak is in talks with Newcastle. If he signs a new contract, then the Isak transfer is off the table. But Liverpool definitely have Isak as their first choice, number 1 transfer target, and I think that's right. Julian Alvarez should be our other first choice. I think they should be on the same level. Julian Alvarez is absolutely the perfect striker for the profile of a striker that Arne Slot is looking for. Let's talk about Darwin Nunez. Any departure would directly influence both the available funds and the structure of a replacement deal. Of course, Saudi clubs could offer Darwin Nunez a significant transfer fee, and interest is there from Europe, from Atletico Madrid, from Napoli, and that opens the door to potential discussions regarding the sale of Darwin Nunez. Osimhen and Alvarez have been mentioned by the English media, and such deals come with their own difficulties. Alvarez would cost an absolute fortune. The Osimhen deal would still be expensive, 40, 50, 60 million, but maybe not as expensive as the Alvarez deal. And also Ekitike, he is waiting for Liverpool because Ekitike's first choice is Liverpool, but Frankfurt are not budging on their valuation. They want 100 million euros, which is like 85 million pounds, and that's way too expensive for Liverpool, and I think they are correct in that. Liverpool do see more value in paying a premium for a player like Isak. I mean, if you have to choose 85 million for Ekitike or 120 million for Isak, you can see it's not much of a difference. 35 million and you get twice the player that Ekitike is right now with Alexander Isak. Of course, Liverpool view Ekitike as a viable option, second option, if the primary targets stall. And as I said, the primary targets are Isak, Julian Alvarez and Osimhen. Liverpool's strategy is to avoid committing to a target they are not set on. Liverpool are positioning themselves to act decisively when the right combination falls and not before. The right domino falls rather. And, because if one big striker moves, then the dominoes start falling, and that's when Liverpool can strike. And hopefully the first domino to fall is Darwin Nunez leaving Liverpool, because that would inject a lot of much needed funds into the transfer budget, which has been depleted with the Florian Wirtz, Kerkez transfers. So you can expect movements, outgoing transfers from Liverpool, and other dynamics are set in the coming weeks, and I will keep you guys updated. Of course, there is still a chance that Liverpool do not move into the premium striker market, and they could find what you would call a stopgap, maybe a cheaper alternative like experienced striker, somebody like Patrick Schick maybe, or Sorloth from Atletico Madrid, and that could be just for the next season until their main option is available. We have seen in previous years that Liverpool won't sign a player for the sake of signing somebody. Could they look to bring in Diogo Jota's replacement even before offloading Diogo Jota? And a Liverpool fan said, I would personally sign Jonathan David this summer on a free transfer, and then you can reassess the transfer market next summer. That would be actually a genius option, because Jonathan David is worth at least 40-50 million pounds, and you get him on a free. And he's a world-class finisher, yes, but that could be all Liverpool really need from a number 9. And then you can use the funds that we would have spent on a number 9 to buy maybe 2 centre-backs, a defensive midfielder and a winger. Also, Ollie Watkins, 30 years old, stopgap, 30-35 million. You get a really, really reliable finisher for the next 2 years, and then you can reassess your options in 1 or 2 years. Also, you could get Osimhen for 1 year. So there are a lot of options. Another Liverpool fan said, I believe Liverpool have identified their next striker target, and they told him to sit tight while they sort things out. Move Nunez on and then make their move. A few moving parts before Liverpool pull the trigger again, but we will definitely be active in the summer transfer market, as that's for sure. And now let's talk about the Liverpool transfer roundup, because there are a lot of very interesting new and different information coming out of Liverpool. Vatorando decided to stay, and he confirmed this, saying, I'm staying, I have a contract, it's up to me to make the final decision. Basically, for now, I'm staying, which is really good news. Fabrizio Romano also shared this update on Andy Robertson. At this stage of the summer window, Robertson has made no decisions on his future yet. He will take a break, and then he will discuss everything with Liverpool, and they have great relations and they have full respect to each other. No talks on the fee will happen until Robertson decides what he wants to do. And also there has been confirmation that Florian Wirtz actually rejected more lucrative, more higher salary options and offers because of his desire to move to Liverpool. And you love to hear it, you love to see it. Florian Plettenberg, very reliable German journalist, has said that the announcement of Florian Wirtz's transfer to Liverpool is planned for Friday. Everything is done and sealed, and the medical has been booked. Florian Wirtz just needs to complete his medical, and then we can go for him. Also, another note on Hugo Ekitike. It's not necessarily a given that he leaves Frankfurt this summer. Financially, they don't have to sell him. They qualified for the Champions League. They are in a very healthy position, and their sales in recent seasons have been huge. So they have a lot of money, and they are able to offer Champions League football. So it's a tough negotiation for anyone, because they are under no financial pressure to sell, and that means that Frankfurt can ask for a huge amount. Also, there has been some recent reports about Liverpool already starting discussions about signing Malik Fofana, and the new agents, Rock Nation, has already started discussions with Liverpool. And Liverpool, for their part, have made good progress in discussions with Fofana's agents. As soon as Liverpool have sold an attacking player, they could make an offer, which is really interesting. He's a winger more than a striker, but he's very highly rated, and I will probably make a dedicated video about him, because he looks like a very exciting, interesting project player, like a young player with huge potential. And also, Fabrizio Romano said that discussions between Napoli and Darwin Nunez continue. He's very high on Napoli's shortlist, and talks are ongoing with Nunez's camp. And Nunez also has proposals from the Saudi Pro League and other European clubs. And Darwin Nunez is open to joining Napoli. Napoli are a big club. They won the Serie A, so it remains to be seen if the operation is feasible, but Darwin Nunez definitely would love to play there. And also, for the right money, Jarrell Kwanzaa could leave Liverpool, although they are not actively looking to sell. If somebody offers 35-40 million pounds for Jarrell Kwanzaa, then he could leave. And also, Fabrizio Romano recently revealed that Alexander Isak has been Liverpool's dream target since day one. But this transfer is very complicated, and we always knew that, and Liverpool would need to absolutely break the bank for Alexander Isak, but Liverpool have made solid progress in talks with Malik Fofana's agents, and once an attacker is sold, Liverpool could be ready to submit an official offer for the Lyon attacker, which is really exciting, really promising as well. And there are ridiculous suggestions that Atletico Madrid are looking to pay as little as 5 million euros for Andy Robertson. You're having a laugh, mate, if if you think that will be enough to get him, because you absolutely need to pay 15 million euros at least, or 10 million pounds at least. And Napoli also are in talks with Darwin Nunez still, who is one of their top targets. Further discussions with Darwin Nunez's representatives are planned, and Nunez also has interest from the Saudi Pro League and of course other European clubs. We already know this, but yeah, the bottom line is Darwin Nunez will be sold, and I think Napoli would be a great destination for him. And also there is a great article on Darwin Nunez's exit. It's not harsh, it's a necessary evolution for Liverpool. Darwin Nunez represents a chapter of projects and potential of trying to mold some players into superstars. But that time has passed. Liverpool gave him 3 years. We have developed raw talent. We raised values. We built reputations. But this version of Liverpool doesn't need another experiment up front. It needs a decisive, clinical, ruthless striker, a ruthless finisher. Someone who is ready for the here and now. Someone who leads and not just learns on the job. There is a reason we feel something deeper for players like Salah, Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson. They have delivered year after year after year, world class seasons, not just performances. They have taken the weight and responded with resilience. Darwin Nunez, on the other hand, he has shown moments, but they are surrounded by doubt, by him dropping his head when he misses some chances, and those missed chances cost Liverpool games and points. That's not the mentality that Liverpool need. And Napoli might be a better fit for him. It's a slower pace of a league, different expectations, he has space to grow, so good luck to him. But Liverpool now are about control, structure and cutting-edge finishing. Honest thought that the people running the club are aiming higher and sharper. That demands a different kind of forward. I would rather see Liverpool sign someone cheaper who gets the basics right, and then elevates those around him, than wait for Darwin Nunez to figure it out. This isn't bitterness, it's ambition, and you don't want to be here, Darwin or Diaz or anyone else. No hard feelings if you don't want to be here. But it's time to move. Liverpool are done babysitting such players as Darwin Nunez. I think if Isak or Alvarez are out of reach, if they are too expensive or they don't want to move to Liverpool, Osimhen would be the next best option. Especially if Nunez and Chiesa has gone to Napoli, then I think Osimhen might be ideal. He's not the perfect fit, but he's a serious option. And if Liverpool can't land the perfect fit, which is Alvarez or Isak, then Osimhen is the next best thing. Because Ekitike is not worth 85 million. Osimhen would cost what, like 50, 55 million. Of course, Osimhen is not Isak, who offers clean link-up play, tactical fluidity. He's not Alvarez, who moves like clockwork in a free-flowing system. But he's the next best striker available, and under the right guidance, Osimhen can be a devastating finisher. He scores a lot of goals. And if Nunez and possibly even Diaz are sold, Liverpool cannot afford hesitation. We need the best striker available on the market. We need to aim at the highest, best striker available. And they need someone who sets the tone, not someone who drifts in and out of games, not someone who slumps his head when things don't go his way, when he doesn't finish the chances. And Osimhen brings the cutting edge finishing. It may not be the safest signing, but if the top targets are not available, then going bold is sometimes better than just standing still and signing nobody. That's my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.